we do have to talk about Canada. What are you guys doing over there? Maybe you guys need to check in on Mr. Red Panda, because he can't have all that much Ergo floating around. He needs to get off that Raven coin, and be careful with that Neoxa, because all of those are limited now. What are the net buy limits, and how much crypto can I buy? If you live in BC, Alberta, Manitoba, or Quebec, then I probably pronounced that one city wrong, but these limits do not apply to you. So apparently these limits are also regional based even within Canada, which is really interesting. If you live in an applicable province, net buy limits affect the amount of crypto you can buy to $30,000. These limits reset annually. After 12 months have passed, your limit will reset. There are 4 unrestricted cryptocurrencies that do not count towards your limit. That means you can buy and sell as much of these cryptocurrencies as you wish. And this is pretty hilarious. You can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Trash. Congratulations. I also wonder, I guess this probably does impact mining if you were swapping your coins for a certain coin, which could entice people or miners in Canada to essentially use a service like NiceHash to get paid out in Bitcoin so it doesn't actually hit their limits. I don't know. Let me know what you guys are thinking on your strategies if you're in Canada. When you buy restricted cryptocurrencies, you use some of your limit. Selling restricted cryptocurrencies will add back space to your limit. You will have an annual net buy limit of $30,000 if you live in one of these provinces: New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Nunavut, probably said that wrong, Northwest Territories, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Saskatchewan, and Yukon. Net buy limits will not impact you if you live in the previously aforementioned provinces that we talked about earlier. And your limit, if one is applied, will reset back to $30,000 each year on the date you completed the trading questionnaire. So you have a questionnaire you have to also answer, apparently. It's important to note that these limits are calculated based on what you paid or received in Canadian dollars at the time of trade. Therefore, increases or decreases in the value of one or more of your crypto assets held in your account after you've made your trade would not impact your limits. This really puts a hamper on the people that are looking for that 100x coin. If you're in Canada and you invest in a coin that 100x's and it puts you over $30,000, well, you're kind of effed. You're not going to be able to pull that all out at one time. So your big money making potential is pretty much stifled at this point. And I don't know. That's crazy to me. It's just absolute insanity. It just seems to be restricting people more and more. And I don't agree with it. Because your trading experience is always their top priority, they've added the net buy limit calculator. The calculator will keep track of the limits for you. So you can basically, if you're on Newton, have net buy limits, and it'll tell you basically it has a little limit used, 23,500 of your 30,000. So there you go. You're a resident of Ontario. Here's an example. So your net buy limit is 30,000. You can buy and sell as much Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash as you want to. You buy $20,000 of Solana, a restricted cryptocurrency. You've now used $20,000 of your 30,000 annual limit. If you want to purchase more crypto, you're limited to buy a maximum of $10,000. You then sell $10,000 of Solana. Now you've increased your net buy limit to $20,000. So you get it kind of back there. You buy 40,000 of Bitcoin and sell 10,000 of Ethereum. Your limit is unaffected because they are unrestricted cryptocurrencies. Time passes and now it's been a year since you signed up. Your limit resets to $30,000. These limits have been put in place by the Ontario Securities Commission and the Canadian Securities Administrators. If you have any questions, you can contact their support team at Newton. So what do you guys think about these net buy limits? I mean, obviously, I'm not a fan of any sort of regulation that restricts the individual from basically having any sort of financial autonomy, which this does. So I'm against it, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're for it. If you are for it, let me know in the comment section below, or of course the chat. I guess the argument that's going to come out is, protecting the individual and basically trying to hamper or stop money laundering. That would be my number one kind of thought there. Of course, still having Ethereum in there with things like Tornado Cash doesn't seem to really prevent that much. So it seems like a useless a useless tactic in my humble opinion. ETH proof of work buzz fizzles around would-be tokens price tanks. Crypto traders' appetite to speculate on the potential Ethereum hard fork remains muted on exchanges that listed the digital asset. Earlier this month, some cryptocurrency exchanges rushed to list ETH proof of work, the token of potential duplicate Ethereum protocol, betting that crypto traders would want to speculate on the token's price even before its launch. Now, as I told you guys, you want to be extremely careful, not financial advice, but if you're going to speculate on the price of this, it's important to note that these are not real chains, right? So ETH proof of work, or ETHW, or whatever you want to call it, the proposed fork of Ethereum once it moves to proof of stake to remain or keep a form of Ethereum as proof of work, is essentially non-existent. So if you go into a centralized exchange and you're purchasing it on Poloniex or whatever it may be, you are purchasing essentially the equivalent of nothing right now. You have no way to prove that you have ownership of it. It's not your keys, so it's not your crypto, and there's no way for you to withdraw it, and there won't be, and there could potentially never be a chance to withdraw it. Why would that be? Well, if there is no fork, then there's no way to have a chain for you to withdraw it to in the first place. So once again, not financial advice, but personally, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. After more than a week of trading, their expectations have fizzled as crypto traders' appetite have faded. Data shows that daily trading volume dropped 66% to 4 million from 13 million after the first week of trading. Meanwhile, ETH proof of work's price fell to $50 from as high as $140, according to cryptocurrency's price tracker CoinMarketCap. Trading data on Poloniex and BitMEX, two exchanges that listed the token, also show low trading interest and falling prices. ETH proof of work's declining fortunes underscore the unpredictability of forks and illustrate how fickle investor interest can be. The precedent may also discourage other crypto exchanges from listing the token too hastily, as it should. But I mean, another point to that too, like if the exchanges aren't going to be able to have any actual valid chain for this, it just seems like it's going to be bad for the exchange at the end of the day. And investors aren't as dumb as I think some people think they are. In general, they are going to go check out, YouTube and listen to people that are doing it. And the thing is like, would this token or coin really have much of a miner support anyways, right? So that's the whole other thing to take into account, is that there will need to be miner support for this to actually function. And most miners are already eyeing other stuff. Even if we looked at a large mining operation that is running maybe like Ethereum ASIC miners, right? For example, what are they enticed to move into? Well, it's clear that when we look at Bitmain and their partnership with Antpool, that they have taken $10 million to invest into Ethereum Classic. So they've already picked their coin. They've already picked their network. So pushing outside of that, then you would have to have GPU miners. But I think GPU miners, we found our coins, we found our networks that we believe in, and we're not really interested. Me personally, I say we, but I'm not interested in another fork of Ethereum. The Ethereum blockchain is gearing up for its highly anticipated move to proof of stake, known as the merge, which would make ETH miners obsolete. To counter that, Chandler Go, a prominent crypto miner investor, proposed crafting a duplicate of Ethereum blockchain via a hard fork that would keep proof of work mining. When the fork occurs, every other owner should receive the same amount of ETH POW tokens as their ETH holdings. BitMEX analysts said earlier this month that ETH proof of work may generate a lot of excitement and forecasted that ETH proof of work will be a popular trading pair post-split. Yet other exchange listings and the support for Tron founder Justin Sun, the protocol has yet to build much momentum. Information about what applications ETH proof of work would support or how it would generate users has been scarce. Pertinent details on its core functioning are a few and far between, Walter Tang, a crypto analyst at Fundstrat, told CoinDesk. Will stablecoin providers fully or partially back coins or tokens on ETH proof of work? Will decentralized finance protocol contributors maintain product development on ETH proof of work, or will they require others to step in? Will non-fungible token projects recognize IP addresses in the fork? These are key questions in determining the value of proof of work fork after the merge, yet remained unanswered, he said. And you guys saw the chart up there, but we also have this chart here, and you can see it's basically worth about 3% of what ETH is worth. So its parity is way off right now, and I would be extremely careful with it. Now would technically, I guess, be the time to buy if you think the fork is actually going to be successful, but you are trusting, you know, Poloniex here or Poloniex or BitMEX to basically honor it in the case that it doesn't actually happen, right? And the thing is everybody's going to sell it off if it doesn't happen, and then it just basically tanks to zero, which is the risk you run. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. You can check out the full episode here or more crypto content down here. Also, I'd like you to check out my locals page at sonofatech.locals.com, where you can become a member for free or choose to be a $5 a month supporter that unlocks additional content.